Welcome back, guys. Before we talk about It Chapter 2, and all spoilers, we're going to just talk about the man that gave us all of these...
The spooky daddy.
...books and movies, Stephen King himself.
Yes,
so I think we're just going to kind of... Oh, my...
So sorry. Oh, Jesus.
I can't wait to watch that.
That's a jump scare.
Sorry if somebody almost died driving somewhere listening to this.
Please, Sibby, your maybe if you wouldn't your ticket that you just got. If you would stop drinking your
if I was an alcoholic. Can I see your ID?
Yeah, sure.
Oh my gosh,
it's out there actually.
Anyways, before I was rudely interrupted,
bro, this is illegal. Shh.
We're here to talk about Stephen King.
I'm gonna get arrested.
Oh my gosh.
Cops are do.
And all of the books that we've read, this guy pretty much. All the movies we've seen, TV shows.
This guy pretty much.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Stephen King shows and
Anyways, so we're just gonna maybe just sprat some. I have a list so we can look through them, stuff like that.
Wait, we're gonna what?
You know what I said.
Yeah,
I sprout. I heard sprat.
Sprat. I don't know what I was trying to say.
Dyslexic, it's okay.
Yeah, Caleb called me it earlier when I couldn't get the password for the freaking laptop. Calling Mr. Dyslexic. I can't even say it.
Dyslexic.
Dyslexic. But anyways, I guess we'll just start off right here, right now. Favorite Stephen King adaptation. It can be a TV series or a movie. Mine, hands down, is The Shining. 1980 Kubrick.
But that doesn't really adapt perfectly to the book if you've read the book.
But
you
still
just
is.
like his just the movie.
But I've also read the book, and I do love the book.
Okay.
So
They're a lot different.
They are a lot different. But
yeah, that's why he hated the movie.
Yeah, that's why he hated it. That's why he made his own TV
like,
miniseries.
Stanley Kubrick, what are you doing?
But from I read the book, I watched the movie, read the book, and then I've seen the movie maybe like 3 more times since then, and I do appreciate the book, but I think the movie is better.
Okay.
But that's probably, if I'm going for more of a close connection, I don't know. I haven't read any of his books, so I want to know like the connection. Yeah, no, I guess like one that because I feel like that's like his most hated one, right? Like that's the one he hates the most is The Shining.
Yeah, I believe for
all of his connection, like all of his.
He does not like it
adaptations.
at all.
I mean, he should have known if Kubrick got his hands on it, he wasn't gonna get a liking adaptation.
I feel like Kubrick would have enhanced it just based on how the film is.
Oh, definitely. He made it better. Maybe that's why Stephen King hates it. He's like,
you, man.
You made my story better than what it actually is.
No.
Fuck you for being the greatest American
filmmaker.
That's my least favorite Stephen King is The Shining movie. Yeah.
You're not watching it with us before we see
Have you
Dr.
watched
Sleep.
Carrie 2013?
No,
the
Carrie
movies are pretty bad. You don't like the original one?
It's
definitely its time, but
maybe I haven't seen the original, so I can't really say it.
The,
fun fact, that was
Sissy Spacek.
That was the first movie ever.
Ever made?
Oh my gosh.
I hate you.
I hate you.
Ever? Pranked.
I think there was a TV movie before, but that was the first adaptation for a movie.
Okay.
So that was the big one. And I think it said 76. So, but I haven't seen it. We all know the famous pig blood shot.
Plug. Yeah. In the shower scene.
Love that pig blood.
The blood.
I hate everybody. you guys want to host it? Go ahead. I'll just sit here.
Just sit back and relax.
Anyways, Caroline, what is your favorite Stephen King adaptation?
So, the original Pet Sematary is one of my favorite movies ever.
Awesome.
But I also really love The Perfect Storm. No, wait, is that what it's called?
See, she fucked up too.
Is that what it's called? Storm of the Century. Oh my god, I'm so stupid. Storm of the Century is my favorite. Yeah. Perfect Storm is the movie with George Clooney. Okay. Storm of the Century is a 2-part little, mini series. Do you call it that? It's only 2 parts.
I don't know.
Thank you. It's 4 hours, and it's got Tim Daly, and it's set in Maine. Whoa. And
a lot of...
I feel like no one's seen it.
That's everything, pretty much. Yeah. Everything's set in Maine. That's his calling card.
It has to do with Roanoke, the story of Roanoke, which I love.
Ooh.
And yeah, I feel like it's really no one really knows about it, which makes me sad. It's always in the $5 bin at Walmart, if you're looking.
So that's your favorite one?
Yeah, I own it. I'm gonna bring it for Christmas. We can watch it as a Christmas movie.
Apparently that's when she watched it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be down for that.
What about you guys?
Mine would be Shawshank Redemption. I really love that film. but The Shining and Misery is up there too.
Oh yeah, I need to see that.
I really
one.
love Misery.
You haven't seen The Shining? Really?
Good.
Oh my gosh!
It's just like, but yeah, Shawshank is really good. It's interesting characters. I think that's just my favorite thing, and they're all in just this one area. You don't really go around too much, so it's all on the shoulders of the characters, and it's just great acting. And
I have 3 questions for you.
Yes.
Is there any shawing? Is there any shanking? Is there any redemption?
Is there redemption? I guess there is technically.
Yeah, there's redemption. Have you seen it? You just being an ass?
I don't think there's Is there shanking? There's beating shanking? Up.
But that's not
there might be rape, but I don't
there's definitely rape.
Thanks for answering my question, guys.
There you go.
I've only seen it once. Dude, I love the Stuckman video where he gets to go tour
in the prison.
Mm-hmm. He had to go tour the prison.
Oh, that's cool.
And like
he like in Ohio.
I think so. Yeah. And he like sat like in some like he like was a nerd and like acted out some scenes. It was pretty awesome.
That Chris.
Dude, I love Chris. When he's like a nerd, like he's like such a nerd.
That's great.
What about you, Matt?
Pet Sematary is really good. I read Under the Dome probably about 2-3 years ago, and it was a really good book.
Did you watch the series?
No, but I don't know if I've heard good things or not about it, but I know that Hank from Breaking Bad is in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. I've also started reading The Outsider a while ago. That it starts off pretty messed up. Spoilers for anybody that wants to read it.
I mean, it's the beginning of the book.
Do you want to read it?
Yeah, I literally just bought it.
Okay, never mind.
I pulled it out to like take it to Seth because I was on like the set of The Outsider, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna read now.
When you started, like, let me know like what your thoughts are because it really just starts off like.
Do you know when he wrote that? Like what year? I guess that is a quick.
So mine is like bigger.
But so, anyways,
The Outsider.
I also just really. Pet Sematary is probably my favorite. It was
like
just,
the newer
like
old one?
No, the original one. I haven't seen the original or the new one.
You didn't see it?
No.
Did you? So you and
I feel like if you're a big fan of the original one, you weren't too excited for the new one.
I was pretty excited.
Resistant.
I thought I was like, this is because like the first one, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the effects are a little.
I don't like the way you said that. I don't care for your tone.
Sorry, I really liked it. I still like the original over the new one, but like I think the cat in this one is a lot better than the cat in the first one because like the zombie form of the cat doesn't look that good in the original.
It's just a dirty cat.
And
also,
the kid,
fun trivia about the cat. It attended the red carpet premiere, and it had a little bow tie, and oh my god, it looked so proud of itself, and I am so proud of it, and it looked adorable.
And then it died.
What?
No, one of them died.
One of them died. It wasn't that
one.
It
wasn't that one, but there was like 3 cats on set or something. One of them died. But also,
on set. No animals were hurt.
The kid in the original movie is just like too adorable, I think, and I couldn't take him seriously.
Fuck them kids.
Cute.
I know.
That's why it's so sad.
I guess. But I think I hate the ending of the new one so fucking much.
They changed it, right?
I hate it so fucking much. It ruins the movie.
Well, no spoilers, because even though I have it, I can't watch it. Because even though I have a PlayStation 4 Pro, which plays 4K games, I can't watch a 4K fucking movie on it. Explain that one, Sony.
So shitty, because you bought it. It was such a good deal. It was so cheap.
Yeah, we went to Book Nook.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so it doesn't play
Check
4K.
out your local Book Nook. And I was like, oh, this is so dope. And like, my 4K, like I got a 4K TV, I got a 4K PlayStation. It'll fucking play it. Fast forward like 2 weeks, we go over to our good friends Amanda and Ariel's, and I'm like, hey, Ariel, you're a big movie guy. Can I play 4K movies on my like Sony PS4 Pro? No. What?
So, it's weird. It's really stupid.
So can you play Blu-rays on there though, right?
Yes.
So you can't play 4K.
I mean, how did you watched it?
Shut the fuck up. All right? I'm just, for the people that don't know.
But
ooh, chills.
Has anybody seen what's it? It's like the John Cusack hotel, like
not 14.
Oh,
yeah,
room
1408 or something.
Yeah,
Is that Stephen King?
That's Stephen King. Yeah,
with Sam Jackson, right?
Yes, with Sam Jackson.
That was one of the first ones I saw because my dad showed me the trailer for it. And I was like in elementary school, I feel like, and it scared me so bad because it showed like his little girl dying. And then I watched it a few years later, and it was not.
It's like 2006.
Scary.
It's pretty recent.
Yeah, it was not. It was not scary as I
remembered.
That sucks.
Is it just more of a mystery or something?
It just kind of doesn't make sense. It's kind of weird all over
I mean,
the place.
do a lot of Stephen King things make sense?
No, not everything hits.
Like in a lame way. I'm not the biggest John Cusack fan, really.
You don't like...
He doesn't have a lot of emotion.
Does it say anything?
No, I do not like Say Anything. I think that's a really boring movie.
Is he in Serendipity or some shit like that?
Holding the boombox.
Oh, is that him?
That's him, yeah.
Whatever.
And then his
Isn't
freaking sister's
sister?
Jessie.
His sister's had a bad
good.
career, so...
I like his sister.
That's what I said. She's had a bad career.
Oh gosh, he was in that really boring movie, The Garden of Good and Evil. John Cusack was in that. Ugh.
Wasn't he in 2012?
Boring.
John Cusack.
Was that him?
Right?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
Christ, that movie.
He's like a Walmart brand.
He looks like
Nick
someone
Cage.
Colin Farrell.
I thought he looked like Keanu Reeves. I got them confused.
Yeah, like if Colin Farrell
I kind of
and
forget
Keanu
that like
Reeves had a baby.
he was kind of like an '80s star. Like
He's
I
kinda
feel like
old.
he kind of just like
famous.
he just kind of like is like mingling through.
Isn't
movies.
he? Isn't he a cousin of like the Coppolas or something?
I don't know.
I think so.
They're pretty cool.
Coppolas
Be
have
related
a big,
to Coppola.
big expanded family.
Man, what happened to him?
Francis?
Yeah,
He's just old, man.
he just doesn't make good
He's
movies.
still alive somehow.
Yeah, I mean, I think his most recent movie came out just a few years ago and it got bad reviews.
Yeah. He makes like passion projects now that are like really low budget. It's just like all just him, backed by him. So it's kind of weird.
Has anybody seen the Creep Show stuff?
Mm-mm.
No.
No. I've always wanted to see. I think there's a new show coming out, right?
I think so. I heard something about that.
Yeah, I think it was at Comic-Con. It looks fun. The poster looks a lot of fun. Like there's just that creepy like Tales from the Crypt looking guy, and
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of mini stories. But I don't know about that one. Cujo,
Oh,
Cujo. The dog, right? That's
Yeah.
the dog one. Has anybody seen that?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Yeah,
What are your-
AMC used to always have like a around October, like throughout the entire month of October, really, they would just play scary movies all the time, and I loved AMC for that because like that's how I got into Halloween and Friday the 13th
yeah.
and Stephen King in general. And they had Cujo playing one day, and I was just like, I'll watch it.
Okay.
And it's definitely
A movie.
well, obviously,
It's definitely a movie.
it's a typical 80s horror movie. Not really horror. It was just more so like I can't really remember what happened to
Is it just like a rabid dog, kind of, just like
spooky
a
stuff.
killer dog, like
It's-
that sleeps on an Indian burial ground or something?
No,
always
I think he just,
Always.
I think he gets possessed by something, or either that or he turns rabid and he just starts murdering everybody.
All right, fair enough. I always got him confused with the Sandlot dog, because like that dog also is kind of terrifying.
From like
Yeah.
the doghouse, the one you don't see.
Yeah, but
I've always wanted to adopt a dog of the same breed that was in the movie Cujo, and then name it Cujo, just so that way
That'd be
people
pretty
be
sweet.
like,
what kind of dog is it? Like a
it's like a.
No clue.
oh god, it looks
Is
like,
it-
I want to say it's a Bernese Mountain
oh
Dog, but I'm
dang,
probably
that is a bloody dog.
That's tight.
Oh, it looks like Nana from Peter Pan.
Oh,
You're
no.
kind of right.
She went crazy and ate
probably
the
It's almost,
the same
like
breed.
it's almost like a Saint Bernard kind of.
Yeah.
Looks like
Yeah,
a-
yeah, it's a
looks
Saint
like it.
Bernard.
Yo, I saw the first time I've only seen a Saint Bernard once in my life, like in real life,
Mhm.
and it was in Blue Ridge, and I saw it, and I just
Was
couldn't
I
believe.
there?
Big
No,
ass
this was like when
dogs.
my family was visiting, and I was just my mind was blown because I was like, I thought you were just like a movie dog. Like I've never seen you in real life
They
before.
specifically breed you for movies.
like Dalmatians.
Yeah, like Dalmatians
that
too.
aren't
Like
real.
Right, yeah, I never see Dalmatians.
no, like
These are not
it's like
real.
those kind of two dogs that I never
Because
see.
they're not real.
No,
Do you
it's
ever
the
like
Disney.
stop and think about how like we started off with wolves, and then we got down to pugs?
Oh my gosh, what was that movie called? Alpha?
Oh my god, that one with the
Like it was like
the animated film?
no, it was like the man's best friend. Like it was about like it was about how like the kid
Like,
like
it just
fell off
came
the
out.
cliff, and then like that dog, like the wolf, is like trying to like eat him, but then he befriends him, and then they go on this journey.
That came out
From the
last year,
Jungle
right?
Pretty sure that's a Jungle Book.
Oh my gosh.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
though.
like last year, I think. Yeah, and it was like, I mean, like the tagline was like the first like man's best friend, or like how man's best friend became.
I watched it and I was like, that's stupid.
Have you guys seen Children of the Corn?
Yes,
the original.
It's been a long time, but I do remember that.
I watched.
Did not like that movie.
I watched Nostalgia Critics.
So
review of it,
boring.
But
nothing happens.
I know, like the main, like the villain or whatever is like a 30-year-old dude.
Yeah, he's just really short.
Yeah, which is because they're all children, so that's pretty creepy.
It's pretty funny.
I mean, did they remake it?
They just
I
have
think
a
they did
shitload of sequels.
Yeah,
They have so many sequels, and it's the same kid. He's in all of them. That's like Anthony Perkins. And
hey,
Psycho.
dude, whatever pays the bills, right?
Yes, you gotta get by.
I don't really remember too much of it, but
it was boring. I turned it off because it was so boring.
Me and my family.
I think that like
it.
the opening, maybe it was like
the premise
a
is
remake.
Creepy.
I
don't know.
Yeah, children.
Probably a rip-off or something.
Old-timey looking people.
Yeah, it's just creepy corn. It's just children revolting against adults. It's just
what about Christine?
I haven't seen Christine.
That's the car one, right?
Yeah, that's the car one.
I feel like
I haven't seen it.
Sparked a whole bunch of different ideas for like cartoons and stuff, because I know Futurama has implemented it with like the car werewolf. I mean, just countless other shows have just taken the idea of a car coming to life and just trying to kill people.
Well, that brings up the next one, Maximum Overdrive.
I like Rubber.
Has anybody seen that one? That's like the semi trucks that come alive to kill people, and it's literally just like, I watched also Nostalgia Critics like review on it, and it's just like pretty much semi trucks just running into things and exploding. Seems like a really bad fun.
Is it like Ma running over that one lady and Ma? Octavia Spencer.
Dude, that was a great scene. But
let's talk about like his newer ones. Have you guys seen 1922 or Gerald's Game?
I started watching 1922, but I can't get into it. But
Really?
I like
haven't
Gerald's
seen
Game.
it. Gerald's Game's okay.
I don't
like it as much as other people.
Gerald's Game, but I feel like the movie should have ended after the car crash. Like,
oh yeah, I didn't like the ending. That was weird.
Now I gotta remember.
Remember, like she escapes. Have you seen it?
No.
Spoilers for Gerald's Game.
I mean, it's a little late.
That movie came out like 2 years ago.
Jesus,
and it's on
you're
Netflix.
telling her the fucking
yeah, like she escapes, and she's escaping, and then gets into a car crash, and then like I just feel like the movie just could have ended
the
right
weird
there.
looking dude, right?
Oh, that guy was cool. Like the moonlight guy.
It was just kind
guy.
of cheesy. The ending's kind of cheesy with like the courtroom scene.
Yeah, because then like they make this creepy dude a human. They humanize him, and I'm like, no, keep him this creepy person that lives.
Hey, he has rights.
Fuck it. Fuck rights. Okay, he's a monster.
Fuck creepy tall people.
It's the famous dude that's like always the creatures.
He's in. Is that the guy from The Hills Have Eyes? Is that the same guy?
I think so.
Maybe. Whatever.
But no, I really liked it a lot.
I still need to see.
And also a little biased that like I like the main actor. Like I saw him a lot when I worked on The Residence, so like I was a little biased towards that. Cause I was like, you're a really cool guy. So like, and I also love the Star Trek movies with him, but.
Henry Thomas, his character was great.
If people don't know, Henry Thomas,
year.
Elliot from E.T.
Elliot.
I
hate E.T. by the way.
You hate it?
Most terrifying creature I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
I was petrified as a kid.
That's
watching
hilarious.
E.T. No, I had nightmares all the time from E.T.
Did you go see the like re-release with the extended edition?
No, I can't. I can't watch it.
Damn, that's
I'll watch
sad.
it one day if my kids are interested to see it. I'll watch it with them, but I can't.
Yeah, I loved that when I was a kid.
It's just PTSD of just that the scene where he's like running around, and he's like scaring all the kids, and the fucking scene where he like rolls the ball out from the.
Ooh, that's
hell no, hell no. Sorry,
well, we found
that is my
trauma movie.
It's that, and then E.T. No, I'm me and my best friend are the same way. He's terrified of it, and then it's that, and then the live action Grinch Stole Christmas. The mask he wears whenever he's like,
oh, the Whoville mask.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I remember
so
being a little
scary.
uncomfortable with that.
Oh my god, I don't understand how they could have put that in a children's film. But anyway, those are my two that are like I can't watch.
I was gonna bring up one that I need to watch again. It's right here. Is Stand By Me.
I haven't seen Stand By Me either.
It is such a good movie. I think it's a very deep movie about like childhood, innocence,
boyhood,
and just the overall premise of them just going on this journey to go see a dead body, and just it's a character driven piece, and then you're just like, wait, Stephen King wrote this? Like the dude that made
same thing as like Shawshank Redemption. Like,
yeah,
oh, that's Stephen King.
Yeah, like,
or The Green Mile.
Or The Green Mile, which is also here.
I haven't seen Green Mile either.
What?
Yeah, it's really long, so I haven't gotten around to it. I know.
I haven't. I started to watch it in Florida, and my mom was like, "No, you're really gonna like this movie. Don't watch it from the From the middle on."
It's an amazing movie.
Yeah,
I am heartbroken.
I know. I need to see it.
I don't know the ending though, so don't.
Okay.
Because I am gonna watch it.
But no, back to Stand by Me.
Yeah, Stand by Me. I haven't seen.
Have you guys seen it? You said you.
I've seen the Family Guy adaptation.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, they did that. Right?
Yeah, they did.
The dead body just turns out to be Meg.
They make Meg just the punchline and everything.
It's a pretty good payoff.
Yeah. And then like the confrontation scene with Adam West.
Oh my god.
It was just, I have a knife. Well, I also have a knife. All right. Well, I'm gonna come back with a gun.
Rest in peace, Adam West.
Then you can just kill me. Fuck it, just take the body. I don't want it anymore.
But that's a great one. This is one, when I watched it, I didn't know it was a Stephen King book, which is The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No shit, that's a Stephen King?
Yeah, it's a Stephen King novel. Have you guys heard of that?
Interesting.
It's like a post-apocalyptic world where it's like you have TV strives everything, and like they do these death-defying reality TV shows, which is called The Running Man.
That's what's Stallone, right?
Yeah, no, Schwarzenegger. And it kind of reminds me of The Hunger Games in ways, where pretty much this one person has to run through these different levels of these like fighter people, and if they win, I think they like become like one of like the rich people, like in the higher levels of living. I think that I watched it on an airplane at like 3 a.m, but it was pretty entertaining. It's an 80s movie, obviously with Schwarzenegger, great kills.
Is Wesley Snipes in that?
No, you're thinking of Demolition Man with Stallone.
That's why I thought it was Stallone.
Yeah,
I love that movie.
I was picturing the poster. I was like,
yeah, I watched that with her for the first
King.
time earlier this year, and I thought it was okay, but
yeah.
I love that.
Schlocky.
It was
my favorite action movie.
I mean, Taco Bell. That's probably the best part. Is that's like the fine dining in that movie is Taco Bell. Like what did they call it? Like the fast food wars or whatever. And like Taco Bell was the one to win or something.
No shit,
like
really?
all fast food was terminated besides Taco Bell.
Oh hell yeah!
And I'm like, that's the world I want to live in.
They should come out on top.
Really?
But then, hey man,
really?
They banned swearing. You get tickets for swearing.
Hey.
I'd rather just kill myself.
What were you saying?
I thought it's a good movie. That's funny.
No, I thought it was enjoyable.
I
think
adorable?
it's like enjoyable.
Oh.
I think if it's a movie if you watched when you were a kid, I think you would really like it, but I didn't. So sorry. Had anybody seen it, the TV movie?
I've not
besides
seen
me?
a lot of parts.
I haven't, but like, do y'all know the happy trailers? Like they take a horror movie and try to make it happy.
Like a Disney trailer,
maybe.
It's like
What?
Not quite Disney.
They take a horror movie and make it happy.
Yeah, it's like a Disney trailer.
Oh, I get what you're trying to say.
But I thought you literally meant a Disney.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
They're all family movies.
So I saw one of those for it, the like TV one, and for the until I saw it the like one a couple years ago, I could not imagine it being a horror movie at all. I was like, this looks like such a nice movie about a nice clown.
So you're basing it off of like that video, and you're
I could not imagine it.
Yeah. Well, remember, you weren't really you weren't
you
really excited to see it, were you? Or like you just didn't really care?
I just couldn't imagine it as a horror movie.
Because then obviously the opening scene of it, like spoilers, like the little Georgie gets his arm ripped off.
Yeah,
and I remember her just like freaking out, and be like, "What? Like,
what is this movie?"
Yeah, like it's a really good opening scene. After rewatching it,
also it just kind of like was, I mean, like going from because like I know the one scene that's been made into a GIF thousands of times is the one where Tim Curry just pops his head up with like blood dripping down his face and everything. And you're like, okay, so they just use a bunch of like, cheesy practical effects. Then you get to 2017 and he just opens his mouth up wide. He's got rows of teeth, and he just chomps down on Georgie's arm and just rips it off. And you're just like, oh.
And then then the kid stands up and starts walking without an arm, and you're like, this kid's
he's like crawling.
Well, at first he's like standing, and then he falls.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure there's a shot where you can like clearly see his arm missing. But then you're just like, this is like a 5-year-old kid that they did this to.
I love that
like,
shot, and then you see his arm reach out and get
and yeah, it's a really good
That's
like.
one of my favorite shots.
It's just like shit. Okay, I'm ready for the next 2 hours. Like,
hey there, Georgie.
Then we have Misery that you've at least seen.
Oh
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Great
I
film.
The only movie that
Kathy
you can
Bates,
really
baby.
tolerate. She hates Kathy Bates.
I like
Really?
in Titanic.
In Titanic.
She won an Oscar for Misery.
She was good at Misery. I love
Also
Misery.
a decent Family Guy adaptation.
Really, they did Misery too.
Oh yeah, well, Brian and Stewie.
Yeah, is it really?
Yeah,
I think I saw that.
Brian's the writer, Stewie's Kathy Bates. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
So funny. They just love their Stephen King.
Here's one that I would love to see, which I don't know if you could watch it, which is Sleepwalkers, which is like the cat murderer people.
Oh, I saw the hilarious video of it.
It was Stuckman's.
No, wait, Stuckman did it.
Yeah, Stuckman did it. Nostalgia Critic's done it, and like because like it's just so fucked up. Like the mom and son are like cat people, but they're also lovers. Like there's a scene where they're like doing it, and then Mark Hamill's in it, and they're just these cats getting murdered, and they're all like just. Oh, it's
Why can't I watch it? I love incest.
well, the cat's getting murdered.
Oh, like actual cats or like?
So
Well, not like actual.
Let's just take it back a second.
Can we pause for a second?
I love the wrong
She's
turn
now
movies.
into clowns and incest.
You don't just say that.
I like incest.
I do. I like it in movies. Like I love the wrong turn movies. I
love Wrong Turn.
I think somebody's got a little taste of the Oedipus complex.
what?
Right.
I mean, my brother's a good-looking dude, so.
Clears throat.
Damn, that clipped every mic.
Just. I'm sorry. That loud this podcast.
Well, that was a. I guess I just shouldn't have brought that up.
That cough was brutal. I'm so sorry for that.
I didn't even say anything about kissing my cousin.
But oh my god,
Caroline, that ship has
It was
sailed.
my first kiss.
It's gone. Please.
so wait,
Please stop. Please.
Bro, what is we?
This is enough. That's enough of Caroline.
I think we're getting off topic of Stephen King.
We're gonna.
Here we go. So The Shining TV show came out in '97. It's 3 episodes,
Shit, there was a
4.5 hours long.
Each?
No. What? Jeez, that'd be impressive.
Oh, I was like, altogether, yeah, obviously. And then I realized what Connor said. I'm like, you fucking idiot.
13.5 hours.
But yeah, that's how mad he was that he, because I think he wrote he just produced it, wrote it like his own one.
Was it any good?
Stephen King, like he.
Yeah.
Oh, I do know that.
I don't know.
Yeah, 'cause you said,
Nostalgia
"Fuck
Critic
you.
also did a review on
Fuck
it,
you, Kubrick. I'm doing my own.
but I don't think it's as good.
This is how it's meant to be.
I wrote a paper actually about him being mad about that one and making the other one first year college.
And then we have Storm of the Century came out in '99.
Did he do Haunting of Hill House? Is that Stephen King?
No,
That's not.
That's
That's a
somebody
girl.
else.
Never
No, wait,
mind.
no, it's the guy with a girl voice or girl name.
What?
Green Mile
Seems like
also
Shelby.
came out at
You're
this
going
time.
chronologically.
Yeah, I'm just kind of scrolling through them all.
Gotcha.
There's at least been 4 Children of the Corn
Yeah.
movies that I've
They're
scrolled
like
through.
1, 2, 3. They're all in the 80s.
Oh, there's a Carrie TV movie, 2002. Did not know that.
Yeah,
Dreamcatcher.
that's
That's
been remade.
pretty bad.
Isn't
Have you-
Secret Window
Oh, that's the worst.
Yes.
movie.
with
Johnny Depp.
Johnny
That's
Depp? Yeah.
But have you guys
Oh,
heard
horrible.
of Dreamcatcher?
Mm-mm.
Oh my god.
Is that a film?
Yes, it's a film. Came out in 2003. Let me see if anybody's famous.
Dreamcatcher.
Morgan Freeman. Okay, pretty famous.
Morgan Freeman.
Who's that?
He's in a lot of Stephen
Yeah.
King things.
But Nostalgia Critic, he's done a lot of these. I guess they're really easy to make fun of. There's just the villain, like the creature in Dreamcatcher, is just awful computer graphics and just looks so bad. It's pretty funny. I should look
You
it up.
haven't seen.
No, yes, I have seen fucking Spawn. Okay.
Okay, well that's pretty fucking bad. What, you've seen it?
Well, I mean, Nostalgia Critic's review of it. So
Ah,
I've seen
so
like
you
this.
haven't seen it.
I've
You
seen the
haven't
CGI.
gone
You
through the
haven't.
Garbage. I haven't lived through it.
Yeah.
No, you
Garbage,
have.
hot
Yeah, you
garbage.
suffered.
Is that
through it.
movie happening with Jamie Foxx? Is that?
I don't know. Look it up.
Spawn? I think that's official.
Yeah, it's. I just really haven't heard anything recently.
Oh my
but
god, Jamie Foxx is doing.
I think he's gonna be Spawn. But then yeah, Secret Window came out in 2004.
One of the worst movies I've ever seen.
Thankfully, I haven't seen that.
Don't.
Is it because the story's bad or is the film just shitty?
Oh my
It's
god.
like the story is just so boring. There's nothing going on, and it's just Johnny Depp running around the house
Just looking
worriedly.
through a window.
Yeah,
Just like there's
seriously.
fucking.
Anybody see The Mist?
No.
Yeah.
That movie is so sad.
I watched it a few years ago, and I realized that a lot of people from The Walking Dead were actually in it.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
like
oh my gosh, right here, freaking Andrea is in it.
The old chick's name, Carol.
Oh yeah, she's in it.
Yeah,
Stephen Yeun's not in it, is he? Because he
might be.
Really, that would be really young Stephen Yeun.
I mean, there was a lot of like the main cast that was in it, and I was like,
another Children of the Corn.
What?
Did you like it
in the 2000s? Oh no, is that
2009?
5? I don't think so. I
think
I actually watched it all the way through.
Same main guy.
I think I just caught the last part where they all just come through on like tanks and vehicles and stuff, and they were just like you saw everybody. And you're like, oh, I know that person.
Children of the Corn Genesis. That's when you know you're desperate. That's 2011.
That has to be straight to video.
Bag of Bones came out in 2011.
Yeah, I've seen
so
that.
So it was really dry for like 10, 20 years.
I was Bag of...
Or 15 probably of just Stephen King adaptations being good.
It's a lot of TV stuff now.
Yeah,
like there's not a lot of movies.
Well, now they're like, okay, get
well
back.
Now we're getting back into
successful. Gerald's Game was pretty well received, etc., etc.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
Dark Tower was a hit.
Yeah, because they did Carrie in 2013.
Freaking Matthew McConaughey.
People like Bag of Bones.
They do.
Was that the one where you thought it was Lovely Bones?
I didn't. You might have.
Was that you?
No, I didn't either.
I don't know how that brought. I guess I thought it was Lovely Bones. So
Under the Dome was 40 episodes.
Oh, Jesus.
Dang.
Bag of Bones has like one of the best like beginning episodes that catches you off guard. So I want to show you guys just.
There's not a whole lot of good first episodes of stuff. So.
So I was looking up some stuff for the new Spawn movie, and I don't know how legitimate this is, but it says Todd McFarlane has stated that despite his name being in the title, Spawn will not be the main character. The main character will be Twitch Williams.
What?
Why?
Why won't Spawn be the main character?
I don't know, man.
That's stupid. Oh yeah, anybody see The Dark Tower that came out?
Fuck
no.
No, yeah, that was like the one. That's like the story that like.
Dude, that bombed so hard.
Dang, 2017 was a huge year.
Mm-hmm.
It was you had The Dark Tower, Gerald's Game,
yeah.
1922, and the start of Mr. Mercedes, which is a TV show that's still going on.
I guess
today.
they figured like maybe he had like really bad health, so it's like let's put all these Stephen King out.
You had anybody see Castle Rock?
Mm-mm.
It's on Hulu. Your boy Bill's in it, so you should probably watch it.
Which Skarsgård?
Yeah. It's Castle Rock. It looks like season 2 premieres October 5th, so if you guys want to get on it now, watch season 1. Only 10 episodes.
Isn't his production company like Castle Rock or something like that?
I don't know. Like Stephen King's?
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
I don't know. I feel like I've heard that name before.
Then you had Pet Sematary this year.
Wait, what about Thinner? Is that not Stephen King?
Thinner?
Yeah.
I might have scrolled through it. I'm only doing ones that I recognize. Is the ones I'm naming.
You're selfish.
You fucking bitch.
You can pull up shit.
We're going through like every.
Oh my.
video.
Okay, so I'm doing like. So for writing stuff, he's known for 260 items.
Oh my god.
He's credited as a writer, but he has 73 upcoming projects as a writer. Like not him personally, but people
like
using,
story by.
Yeah, the stories. I want to see if any. I mean, Doctor Sleep is like the big one.
So this year's pretty big too because you got It Chapter 2, Doctor Sleep, and Pet Sematary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I wonder if they're doing any Netflix films of his.
Yeah, I don't know. And then you have The Outsider. But yeah, I mean, shoot.
Have y'all heard of Thinner?
I have not.
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is though.
It's one of my favorites actually. I always forget about it, but yeah, it's a Stephen King book. It was directed by Tom Holland. Whoa, he must have been so young.
Oh my gosh.
It was in 1996, and it's like a guy just slowly dying. Oh, it's so good. It's like a really good message about gluttony.
Very nice. It was a movie or TV movie?
Speaking of Seven.
Movie.
Yeah, right? It reminds me kind of Seven, but
I
more
love
quirky.
Seven.
Let's just talk about Seven.
No, that's for another podcast.
Yeah.
Anything else, guys? I mean, how do you think about Stephen King as like an author?
I mean, he's the most influential horror writer.
But is that because he's actually good, or just because he just kind of throws out so many with just the hopes that one of them sticks?
The wall. Yeah.
Or or has like
he shits out so
Hollywood
many novels.
made him really famous because
did they?
I
mean,
think
he was a pretty big writer before that.
I've read quite a few of his books, and I really do think that he actually is.
What's your favorite book that you've probably read?
I'm sure Carrie is a really good book. Carrie's written really weird. It's like all newspaper articles, pretty much.
Huh. I'll probably go back to reading The Outsider again because it was shaping up to be really good. Under the Dome was really good too.
Wasn't there an adaptation of like The Skeleton Key? Is that what it's called?
Is that Stephen King?
Mm-hmm. I think he wrote that. That's one of my dad's favorites.
Oh my gosh, that's
I didn't see that on here.
My dad's like a huge Stephen King fan. He has like all of his books pretty much.
Like he's awesome.
I'm pretty sure that's him.
And it's newer too. I mean, not super new, but like
it's like his 2000s or something.
Yeah.
Well, sweet. I'm looking at
Is that him?
Skeleton Key. No.
That's awkward.
This is it, right?
Embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just picturing the book.
Oh, the movie is totally written by just a random person. So maybe there's a book called The Skeleton Key.
See, I like because her name's Caroline.
Dude, no, okay, that's not him.
There's another skeleton.
I need to look at Stephen King's books.
That's how we are going to end this section of the podcast. Connor is crediting a different writer.
Shout out to The Skeleton Key.
Alright, so we're done talking about Stephen King?
I think so. I think we kind of just went through all those movies that we've seen and just talked about them. Do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah,
I just want to be him when I grow up. I want to be the female Stephen King.
I just like how you said when you grow up. It's like
he's a lot older than me. He's like
well, I mean, obviously, but like
got 53 years to get there.
Have you heard her screwed up premise for her possible second book, maybe third?
I've already written the book. I'm just scared to release it.
It's pretty...
I'm scared of what people will say.
Pretty out there.
It has incest in it.
yeah.
I was going to say, does it have incest?
It's about
story?
Southern churches.
Shut your mouth.
That's all I'm going to say.
So it's about...
You're just nodding your head. I don't know.
That's...
Okay, well, does anybody have final thoughts?
On Stephen King?
Yeah, sure.
I wish he was my dad. Oh, God. Because that way I would have a dad.
Oh, there's that TV show, 11/22/63 with James Franco.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Okay,
I never
I wanted to watch that.
On Hulu, right?
It wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't good?
Don't waste your time.
Damn. That
all right, so I'm totally just like imagining a Skeleton Key Stephen King book because I couldn't find anything.
Oh, wow.
So I'm sorry. I apologize for that.
It is a good movie, so
go watch that, even though it's not anything near Stephen King.
That was a good plug.
All right, well, I think we'll be right back, guys, to talk about It Chapter 2. And we're back, guys. We're here to talk all spoilers for It Chapter 2. What we liked, what we didn't like, what we thought was fucked up, not fucked up enough.
I didn't like Connor.
All that good stuff.
You like what?
I didn't like Connor.
Oh, okay.
Like just being there.
The truth comes out.
Yeah. I wish he had sat on the other side of that dude.
Yeah, we had a little awkward interaction because...
There's always something when we go to the movie theater.
Well, this was because Caleb got the ticket. And so Caleb got a seat, and then Caroline got the end seat. I got the seat after that, and then Matt and Connor had the next two seats. Caleb, I guess he should have just kept the tickets. We had an empty seat next to us, but I guess he deleted his ticket, so then that spot opened up. So then some lucky person got to go see the movie at 6:45 with us, but that means one of us, had to sit alone on the edge, and I was just kind of confused, but then I made all that connection, and then Connor, was the big man, took the bullet, and he was like, okay, I'll just go sit over there. And then the dude spoke up, and he was like, no, I'll just move. And I was like,
dude, he was chill the entire movie. It was pretty great.
Did he clap?
No.
Oh, somebody clapped next to us.
He laughed whenever I left, so I feel like we had a connection.
That's nice. Cute. When you're stay it.
He was nice. Thank you, kind sir, for letting us all sit next to each other.
Shout out to that guy in K1 or whatever.
K1, Dolby Theater.
To the guy next to me who pulled out his phone halfway through the movie and just scrolled through it for like 2 minutes. What the fuck, dude?
What was it? I saw the Midsummer director's cut. Some bitch was on his phone the entire movie. I shit you not. 3 hours.
It was probably me.
Yeah? Just drove all the way to where I live and just sat in the front row. It was like just him. It was just
damn.
Every once in a while, I'll put it down. And I don't know.
Just be like, okay, maybe I should pay that. Oh, no, it still sucks.
It's like, why would you come to this if
right?
You feel like people that wanted to see it would be there? It's like special screening or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
But all right, let's just get into it. Where do you guys want to start?
Probably at the beginning.
Okay. How was the beginning for you?
What was the beginning?
Gosh, this was a 2 hour.
It's 3 hours.
Almost 3 hours.
250.
Yeah.
Started off at the fair.
Right.
No, it started off.
It was the fair.
Oh,
It started off.
Oh, yes.
It started
Oh,
off
my
as
gosh.
a flashback.
No.
To the summer.
It did.
Oh, yeah.
It was the end of the first movie.
Which was a little weird.
Which was fucking dumb.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
I don't even remember that. Was it different than the end, or was it literally
There
just
was-
a recycle?
There was like an extra little scene where, shoot, I don't remember what character, but there was a little bit where like a character and two like had a little interaction, and then it went back
The
to
Jewish kid, right?
Yeah, I think they make a little more of a connection with him because obviously he's about to fucking kill himself.
Yeah.
Wait, is he
Stanley.
Ben? Oh,
Stanley, Stan the man. But then we cut to present day at the fair, and we get a very intense scene, I guess you can say.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat, some F words and not fuck, but the other one is
The bad
dropped
one.
many times.
The derogatory one.
Rhymes with maggot. Just to help you guys
Bob
out.
Saget.
I like the very beginning, like when he's like, you know, this dude's just going against all these little kids and like wins. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
like,
thought he was going to be the dick, you know.
yeah,
like,
but then
going
he was
against
like,
these
"Hey,
kids.
take this." Like, little do we know that girl's about to die later.
Fun fact, Xavier Dolan was that character. Director.
And
Oh,
yeah,
wow. I have no idea who that is.
Yeah,
Please
French-
explain that to
French director. He's,
Oh, okay,
he's like,
thank you so
he
much.
made his first film at the age of 20.
Whoa.
wow,
Yeah, and it like premiered at Cannes and everything.
that's impressive.
Right.
Yeah, well, he's French.
Yeah, fucking French people.
They get
But,
everything handed to them.
Yeah, he's made like a lot of really acclaimed films, so I need to get into it. I haven't seen any of his films yet. So.
Good on him.
Mm-hmm. But that was interesting. I wonder how. I guess he might be friends with the director or something.
Yeah, something like, yeah. I wonder how he.
I'm like, why did you get him? He's not like he acts in some of his films, but it's weird.
It was very violent.
Really rough.
Yeah, it was really rough. How did you? I know you really don't like physical
Startling.
abuse like that.
I don't know. It's just punch. I just don't like punching in the face because I just imagine like my nose.
They
breaking.
really punched these people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They punched that guy a few. I'm like, this guy's dead.
I also
the
thought the
sound
chick
design.
was a dude until she spoke up. And I
Oh my
was
Wait,
like,
what?
I hate. She's like, yeah, punch him
Mouth-
again. I just wanted to like.
Wait, that was a chick?
Yeah,
I
that
had
was a
no
That was a
idea.
chick.
No.
Yes,
When?
The chick with mouth herpes?
That like talked to the very
The-
like,
the
when they
smaller
first
one?
walked
Like
away.
the really short
the one
shorter
that the one
person?
that put the hat on.
That was not a chick.
That was a
That was
totally
so
a chick.
Oh
weird.
no.
That was a chick.
Yeah.
That would be weird.
What's up with their hair?
I'll
All those
look
people
that
have
up. I don't
fucked
believe
hair.
that's a.
It's
that's a
funny
girl.
that like they were beating up gays, even though I'm gonna fucking assume that she's also a gay. Because why else would you be hanging out with a bunch of guys and cut your hair super short?
Tomboy.
Was that really a woman?
It's statistically proven that 99% of all tomboys are gay. Do you want to see my statistics?
Yes.
Boom, right there.
Oh wow.
I'm joking, obviously.
Oh my gosh.
That was good out of left field right there.
But yeah, that was a very just rough scene, and then he just gets thrown over the edge. And
I thought-
Yeah,
they're
also
gonna-
trying to like reach for his inhaler. And
Yeah.
his,
See,
like,
that's why I thought it was Richie. This is Richie? Eddie. I
Eddie.
thought that was Eddie, but I'm like, I don't think Eddie was gay.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like, why would they both have inhalers?
Was that the person?
I guess.
I have no idea. Is it a girl?
Yeah, I mean, she pulled up a girl. I don't know
Oh,
if
that's totally her. Yeah.
Oh my
That's,
gosh.
They
That's-
really made her ugly.
God, that's so sad for her.
Anyway, I thought, so we hear a train, and I thought there was going to be a train under it before we see that it's water.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to toss him in front of a train. I'm like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
because they were saying like, help me get this, blah,
like,
blah.
Yeah. Why did they freak out over the train?
Yeah, like,
They kind of like they heard
They're
the
not
train
gonna
and they were
see
like,
them.
"Oh shit, we gotta go!"
yeah, they're like, flew the scene.
Like,
It's
the train's going like 80 miles an hour. It's gonna
Yeah.
fly by.
They're
Like,
not looking at you.
yeah.
Trust me.
It's like nighttime.
Whatever. That's weird.
I did like the first shot of Pennywise right there. Like he looked pretty creepy.
Yeah.
And, like I like his just how like awkward length of his arms are.
And,
Like,
like,
they just
his
seem a little
eyes.
unnatural.
I love his eyes.
Yeah, his eyes are really cool too.
A fun thing I like doing with like trailers is like adding it to the scenes. Like, oh, that was
'Cause that
that's
shot
what
was
that,
in it,
When he's
yeah.
like, I wonder what character he's wearing in.
Some poor little
So
gay
I
man
enjoy doing that. Like, oh, that's what that
He
shot
just-
in the trailer was.
gets his chest ripped.
Yeah, he really ate that dude.
Yeah, that was I like that a lot.
Like big bites into his fucking chest.
Even though I really wish there was a little callback to the punks that beat them up. Like I don't know. I wish Pennywise.
Yeah, I
just
thought they were
devoured
gonna
them.
come
Yeah.
back.
but they definitely didn't. It was just to set up then the introduction of Mike, hearing the radio call and realizing that.
I thought Mike was a cop at first.
And so I guess
that would have been cool. He should have been a cop.
He's been in the town. Why not?
Dude, pretty much. Not homeless.
He just camps out in the library.
I get what you guys said earlier because we had a few conversations. Because one thing I was confused about is that I thought Pennywise went for kids because kids only see Pennywise and they see like a big part of the first movie
fear
is the blood in Beverly's bathroom. Her dad doesn't see it at all, but she has covered it, and then all the kids have to clean it up because they all see it. So how did these adults see Pennywise? And then I assume since Mike saw him as a kid, he was able to see like the balloon on the ground, like in the little bush. But then like none of the other adults could see that, right? Because they probably never had interactions with Pennywise.
See, the thing,
all the people at the Sane Asylum did.
See, that's where I feel like the lore kind of gets mixed up.
But I think when it comes to who can see what, the thing about Pennywise and that like entity is that he makes all the surroundings for the kids so horrific. So that's why like that shot of the two adults driving by when what's his name is about to get fucking a knife inside of him, and they don't do anything about it because Pennywise like, and then you see the balloon pop up. So in terms of Beverly's thing, to make it more horrific for her is like he makes it so the dad can't see it, or it's just like just he makes it to where it's like staged or whatever.
Yeah, he basically just alters reality to those.
Yeah, he just like controls everything.
Yeah, I guess. I just feel like there's because then like the whole town though, like a big thing about the first movie is that they make like a big deal that like people don't really care that kids go missing like every day.
But he makes it into that because it's like that year or whatever, that time period.
I guess
of when he's eating kids.
And they're like supposed to be horrible parents. Like, isn't that just a big?
That's
part
a big thing of it too.
Yeah.
Like horrible relationships with their
Yeah.
parents. That's horrific for children. So
okay, I mean, I still think it's a little confusing for me.
There's some good themes into it, and like it is confusing in terms of like what it is able to do. So that I can see why. I mean, I'm just going off of what I think it is anyway. So
now, do you think those were real balloons?
Which ones?
That were like under the bridge? Because that would have been a fun day on set.
No, there's no way.
That'd be a really fun day.
This is the release of the balloons.
But then that's when we get what I would say almost the beginning of a redundant setup for the movie is that every character gets a scene and then they all come together, and then every character gets a scene and then they all come together, and then every character gets a scene, then they come back together. I thought that got a little redundant because you need it right off the bat where you go from character to character what they're doing.
Yeah. Character building.
And I also find it very ironic that all of them are like super famous and successful people.
Well,
it's funny, yeah. Everyone did
besides Mike,
except like two people.
Yeah, Mike and Eddie.
Well, that's also how
but
it
he
was
still
in the
is
book,
pretty.
Because I'm pretty sure it was something to do with the fact that they were like the first cycle to break away from Pennywise. And
so do you think fate
so they were like the only people
them?
to
because I think their futures were altered in that moment where they stopped Pennywise, and so they all went away and became super successful and such. Mike was the only one that didn't because he was the one that decided to stay
there.
in Derry to warn them if it ever came back.
Plus,
is that in the book or is that also in the? I thought it was a little unclear why he stayed.
No, that was in the book. I mean,
because in the movie,
Dallas's motivation was to stay and figure out what the fuck it was.
Yeah, he was because he knew it was going to be coming back, so he stayed.
Interesting.
Because I mean, like in the book, he was the one that runs the library, so that's why he was living there.
Yeah. Well, you would think that the Ben would be the one that does that because in the first film he's like, oh, what's this history project you got going on? He's like, oh, I just did some research on the town and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so you think like his character would be the one, but
oh no, he has to come back with a 6-pack and everything.
Did all those squats.
Did Stanley live in Derry still? Because when he called him, he was like, oh god, he's back, isn't he? And then like killed himself. So like he knew what Mike was talking about when he called him. So like, did he live in Derry too? They never
I guess
really
that's true. They didn't really say
because they didn't bring that up. Yeah.
They didn't bring up where he was living, but it looked like he had a nice enough house.
Yeah, nice wife. He was going on vacation. They were booking a flight and stuff.
They were bound somewhere.
Costa Rica.
I think no, but I think he did go away because if he didn't, he would have known that whole time.
But he did, maybe.
I think there are two factors to that. The fact that he might not have moved as far away as everybody else.
Right.
Because some people, like, I mean, Bill, like,
he's probably in California.
He lived in LA. I mean, freaking Warner Brothers shoved down the throat their studio.
That was such an eye roll. It's like,
yeah.
Fuck off.
They showed it not once, but twice. So, yeah, like, because, I mean, Maine, LA, that's literally like the opposite.
Yeah, especially LA, that city. Yeah.
So, yeah, I wonder if they said in the book where Stanley was living.
I'm pretty sure they did.
I mean, it's too quick, but like I wanted to see on the envelope that they got at the end, there was like
their return addresses or whatever.
Yeah.
I did like that, you know, because like you kind of wonder, like, dang, like you killed yourself, dude. That kind of.
He's like, it's not a suicide note, but I killed myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like,
it was more of a sacrifice.
Yeah.
It was like.
But like that's like the second part too, is because I feel like the reason why Stanley knew right away was because he was quite possibly the scaredest out of everybody,
especially in the first one.
Yeah. And so like I feel like when they're taking the blood oath and everything, you could just kind of tell like he was already thinking like, if this thing ever comes back, I just have to kill myself because I cannot go through this again.
I mean, out of all of them, I think he had the most traumatic thing happen where his monster was literally sucking on his face to the point where like it indented his cheeks, like it broke skin.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty terrifying.
Scars probably or something.
Yeah. But yeah, like I totally, I love that transition of the stars though. When they look up and the stars turn into the missing puzzle pieces that Stanley's looking for. I thought that was a very fun cool camera technique there that they used to transition. There was a fun transitions. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like the one where Ben falls into their hideout and then the camera pans up and then it turns into the first flashback. I thought that was pretty clever right there.
They did a lot of character... Kid leaves and pans back and it's old person like reliving it or whatever, you know, older self.
I guess what was I gonna say? I like the was the director famous?
He made one thing. Let me see.
He made one thing.
Like one big thing.
Yeah.
I mean, let me see right here.
It'd been cool if
Andy Muschietti made Mama, and he's also making the Flash movie.
That was the director? That old guy?
No, he's talking about the guy on the set of Warner Brothers that came down.
That I thought you were talking about the director
I know the director of this.
Sorry,
guys. No,
okay.
I was thinking of the scene with James McAvoy.
I was thinking the same thing too, but I couldn't recognize him.
I feel like it is some type of famous director from.
This guy gets one look at a fucking guy passing through playing a couple of carnival games. Oh, that's a French director. He's done these and these.
I've read reviews where he's in the movie, so I was looking out for him.
Okay.
But also like his, I guess like you don't need it. What?
Peter Bogdanovich. He's a famous actor.
Okay, so it's.
I guess he's not a famous actor.
I feel like they should have.
He's directed several bigger films in the 70s. So he's just an old dude.
They should have just found a director that was on set that day at Warner Brothers Studios, and they should have been like, "Hey, man, we'll give you an extra like."
You think that set was for an actual film, like what they were filming?
Oh, probably.
In the movie? Yeah.
That's what I love about movies that take place on Hollywood sets is that like.
It's got to be for something.
Yeah, like it's just they're filming a movie within a movie, kind of like.
Like the fact that like Bill Hader came out to a bunch of like a live crowd, like. They were probably a lot there. Of extras. Yeah, like they were probably there to like see some people, and then like some executive came out on stage and like, "Hey, we're filming It Chapter 2. Bill Hader's here. Just cheer when he comes on stage."
I'm pretty sure that's like an
iconic
like stage for stand-up comedians to go to.
It's like New York.
And so there probably was just some really famous comedian, and they were like, "Hey, we're also gonna film something today. Like, do you want to?" Since the camera's already there,
I'm sure it was an SNL person or something.
I think maybe it was Bill Hader. He just did a little intro. He's like, "Okay, I'm done. Now I'm gonna start my actual like lineup," and he just started talking.
You know what was weird about that scene is whenever he's like stumbling, right, and shit's going on in his head, some person immediately goes, "Boo, you suck." It's like, You're at his show. What are you talking about?
Right.
He just started.
What if that was a part of his act? Him forgetting the opening joke.
Yeah.
You know, like. I
one
love
would
the little
say
part
that.
though where he's like, "I need a bourbon," and then like 2 seconds later, he's like, "Wow, that was fast."
Yeah. I love his
funny.
quick one-liners. It's
Yeah,
so funny.
that was a fun little introduction. Freaking Beverly! Oh my gosh, I think her husband was worse than like.
She has
the dad.
male
A
issues.
little over the top.
Well,
Daddy
The belt
issues.
was a little much.
I mean, that's also the thing, because like a lot of these people married into the problems that they had. Like,
Yeah, like Eddie,
for
right?
example, yeah, Eddie.
What
is
about
married to
exactly his mom.
Bill
pretty
then?
much.
what?
What about Bill?
Well, I mean, just
He was
Eddie and what's her face are really the only two.
Oh no, that's the other Bill.
Bill.
God, you getting confused.
Bill
Well,
Skarsgård?
he didn't like his wife though, really, because she didn't like his
Yeah, she was
endings,
kinda-
right?
They're just Hollywood
wasn't
couple,
mean.
you know.
Yeah, was she just a
Actor.
person? I
Actress
couldn't
lady.
really recognize
But-
if she was
No, I
famous.
don't think
No.
Like none of them had kids. Why? Like they're all 40. Is it just?
Guess they don't
No
want to.
kids?
They're fucking.
I mean, they're all
traumatized.
really
Someone
famous,
should.
so
I mean the.
I mean, rich
Sammy
people make a
wasn't.
lot of kids.
And
some do.
the what, I don't know his name. The one that's in the Cadillac and gets hit.
Oh, Eddie.
Eddie. He could have had kids easily. He wasn't famous. I mean.
I feel like there was a very weird dynamic with his wife.
Was that mentioned in the book? Did they bring up like their children at all? Do you remember?
No,
They're
I
all
don't think they had
barren.
children.
Okay.
All
It would make
Also-
sense. They wouldn't want to introduce children into
Before
a
I
world
forget.
that is hit.
I'm not. And look up who played the actress for Eddie's wife,
Oh boy.
because I have a theory that the actress that played Eddie's wife also played his mom. Because she looks kind of similar.
Well, I mean, I think that was like the joke.
Well, I
is
know, but like that's what like that would just make it like so much better.
If it was the same
I gotta go
actress.
on IMDb.
But I guess that was pretty funny that like he got into the car crash with like his.
I knew it was gonna happen. Like he was not looking at the road at all.
But it wasn't. It was a very realistic car crash.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it wasn't dramatic or anything.
Stunts.
It was
baby.
more played for a joke. And then are we missing anybody of the? Ben, which was kind of like the weirdest, kind of the boringest, honestly.
Yeah.
Like it was.
I
It was
didn't
more of the shock value of seeing the fat dude and being like, "Oh, that's him." And
He's
then
just always jealous of Bill and Beverly.
Yeah, he was kind of a bitch, honestly.
Have y'all
Brag.
seen the Danish Girl?
With Eddie Redmayne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so like if you think about what's her name, Jessica Chastain.
Okay.
She looks
Molly
literally just like
Atkinson.
him.
She
Don't
is in
ruin
it.
Jessica Chastain. for
Oh,
me.
it might be the mom.
She's not very attractive.
I think she's good.
Unless they
looking.
show the mom. Oh, that might be the mom. Oh, Myron's. I think she plays both.
No
You're
way.
right.
Yeah, she plays both the wife and the
What's
mom.
up? What's up?
That's probably what they had in mind whenever they were filming the first one. They're like, just in case, you know. I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure
What's
they
up?
put on like.
So what's your theory?
That's good.
That she just played both.
Oh,
and the
okay.
fact
Oh,
that
that's a good
he
call.
married his mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good call.
They're
I
old,
a good
like,
one.
it-
Love you, mommy. Mommy.
mommy.
Mommy.
It reminds me of Hereditary, where he says "mommy."
Oh yeah,
what's his
I
name?
love that movie.
What's the actor's name?
Nate Wolf.
Nat Wolff.
Nat Wolf. Yeah.
Mommy.
Um,
It's cute.
everybody comes to Derry. They all go to a fun little Japanese.
Yeah. How do you feel
restaurant.
about the Chinese restaurant? or
I
Japanese?
wasn't a fan of the
I feel
when
like it's forced, like just.
I thought like the banter between them was kind of fun.
Oh, yeah.
That was fun. I thought when the first horrific thing happened, I thought that was
It's
a
really
little
strange.
It was
That's
awkward.
funny.
It was a good idea with the fortune cookies.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen. Like when she brought the fortune cookies, like something's
Because it'd be
gonna
a good
happen.
idea because it's fortunes, you know.
Mhm. Yeah, but then like the sentence really didn't make sense.
That was so dumb.
Yeah,
I was like,
I thought that wasn't as cool as it could
I'm
be.
sure that was in the book, so they had to make it that, you know.
But then I thought
Like
the
that
CGI
sentence.
didn't look the best
It was
for
in there.
like the creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Oh yeah.
that
yeah.
sentence, that's why they put it in the movie.
Yeah.
Yes, but I thought the
Interesting
creatures.
creatures.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't really buy them. And
One was turning into like the little spider thing, and a few of them were like
one was like
weird bats.
one was like a fly with a baby head on it. That was weird.
It's really strange.
That was terrifying.
Yeah. But I do love because it's all in their head, so I do love the reality shot
They
of
just
them just
beating the shit
Mike
out of
just has the chair. I
the
feel like
table.
if I was a waiter, I would just be like, "What the like?" She handled the situation so calm, like it was just. She's like, "You guys good?" Like,
yeah, we're gonna get the check.
Yeah, it's just like I'm gonna grab my manager, and you guys are about to get arrested.
Exactly. like they didn't. There's no like repercussions.
No,
after that.
like they don't even get like escorted out. They're just casually walking out of the restaurant like
just
nothing
finished
happened.
their meal. Yeah.
But shoot, there was a really funny joke. That's like when that's when they all start really getting to have their characters, and Richie was just on fire with his one-liners. And then the great when he yells at the little kid. That was hilarious.
Wait, are you talking about what, like a joke they had going around the table?
Yes. What was it?
Eddie was like, "Oh yeah, I got married," and they were like, "I don't believe you." Oh no, it wasn't Eddie. It was Richie. Was it?
It was Richie.
Richie,
it was Eddie's mom.
Yeah, Richie was like, "Oh yeah, I got married," and they're like, "Oh, I don't believe you," and he's like, "No, I did."
Beverly was like, "Yeah, I don't believe that."
He's like, "They're like, to who?" And he's like, "Oh, Eddie's mom."
That was good timing.
Yeah, that was a good joke, but
yeah, mother.
And then I thought it was a little like, I guess like that's like, then the whole horrific scene goes down and everybody's like, fuck this, I'm out of here. What did you guys hear about, like not here, what did you guys feel about the, Bill getting spiked with the water and going through that?
They just had to cram everything about the creature into one little trippy scene. So
I thought it was, the animation was intriguing.
Cool. Yeah,
I like the animation.
I really like the effects that they used with just like how just disjointed every frame
especially how Mike looked too, like when it was looking at the back of him,
racking focus.
It was really that was a lot of fun. I just thought that they threw a lot at you, and then it was hard to follow because you're looking at this awesome visual stuff, but then you're also trying to like listen to what the story's telling you to do, and so it was hard to like pay attention to both at the same time.
Right. There's just a lot because the book's a lot, so they're like, well, we got to put it in here. So it's like, why not? Why not make it a cool little? Because that kind of reminded me a lot of the Deathly Hallows scene whenever they're explaining the Deathly Hallows. Right? It kind of felt like that. Obviously not as good, but as the Deathly Hallows scene. So
the first one just goes to like the modern reservation. I don't know why I thought that was funny.
Oh yeah. Just hanging out with my homeboys.
They were so angry.
I just was like, oh man, I love Wind River.
I love how much Mike just went through to just find out all this information.
Like obsessed.
He's like, I gotta find the clues.
But then did you guys notice like Bill's like his reaction when he took the sip of the water?
Yeah, he was like, ugh.
Yeah, I instantly was like, oh, that's like drugged or something.
I just thought it was bad tap.
It's like, oh, it's just roots. Yeah, I thought like the water was shitty in Maine.
He was like, what is this water? And I was expecting him to say like, oh, it's just tap water, but he's like, oh, it's
water from Florida.
Oh, fuck, he was drugged.
Don't drink water from Florida, by the way.
It's
really
so
disgusting. Yeah, it's sand water.
That sounds awful.
Spring water, like bottled.
Even if you live in Florida, find different water.
If you can. Or just adapt.
Or just die.
Or move. One of the
Brita filter.
Mike wanted to move there.
Who?
Never did.
Right, yeah. I'm like, why Florida?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I guess his parents might have been from there or something.
But then that's when we get also the little like hotel they were staying at.
I liked it.
Like that open bar, was that a thing, or was like
there was no one in that fucking hotel?
I was
Beverly's like, I need a drink.
Right, like let's just get this over with. Let's just pop that open.
I love that little inn. I thought that was so like I want to live there.
Remind me of like Suicide Squad. Like there was one.
Oh, like when they go into that bar.
Yeah, there was what's his name? The fat kid. Ben. He delivered his line in a way that was like, "What are we? Some Suicide Squad?" And I just kept thinking of that. That made me laugh.
What did he say?
It was like delivered like that. He said, "What are we?" And then something, or like, "What are we supposed to do?" or something like that. I'm like, it's like,
yeah, was he a nobody?
No, yeah, I just looked him up. He's not really in anything.
Yeah, what about Eddie?
He's just a pretty boy. No, nothing either.
Really? Okay.
Most of like they put all the money into like.
Suicide Squad.
That's what I was thinking. That's why it made me laugh. No, like it was a serious scene. I'm like, oh man, what are we Suicide Squad?
I mean, Mike is the Old Spice guy. So
yes.
He looked old.
He had a lot of lines.
Yeah, he that's the most famous, I guess, out of the main three. But that's where you spent your most big bucks on. Were
you think Mike is the most famous out of?
No, he's like the fourth famous out of the losers. He's the fourth.
So the guy that plays, which one is it? Eddie. He's in Tangerine which is a Sean Baker movie.
Yeah.
And I know what character he is now. That's pretty cool. But other than that, he's in Sinister, Inside Man, the remake
Sinister.
of Old
He must
Boy.
play like
Is he
a
the
cop,
cop?
or something. Yeah, he's probably the cop.
No, he's the deputy. He's the one that like is kind of
That's, like,
interested.
the same thing.
All right, that
I need
is
to
No,
watch
it's not because
Sinister again.
there's a sheriff and the deputy. And
I've
he's
seen it
interested.
parts. That's with Ethan
Hawke.
Hawke. Yeah.
It's a good movie. I
It's
like
really
Have
it.
you seen Sinister 2?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
He's not in
have
that,
you
right?
seen it?
I
No.
don't think so.
I liked it. There's a scene, like the torture with the rats, where they you put
That's what I told you. I heard she told me that there's a scene where
Oh, you
It's
put
like a
rats
thing.
on the stomach, and then you put a bucket over it, and then you light a fire
Oh
on
yeah,
top.
you light a fire and they get scared and they eat
Yeah.
through. Oh, it's such a good scene.
Yeah, Pretty Boy is not in anything.
he looked like I was like, who are you?
It's just like his acting is weird because him as a kid, you can see him be upset that Beverly's into Bill.
Shoot,
But,
we're gonna
like,
pause
back
really
on the
quick
topic of
over
Ben
here. Being not a good actor in this movie.
So what I was going with is, I guess I could just trace it to just weird direction for adult Ben. Either that or just
Well, he always just had a creepy look.
yeah, either that or just he's just overdoing it with his facial expressions.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he just had too big of an ego. He's like,
Yeah,
oh,
now
I was fat.
I'm a hunk now. Why doesn't
Now
Beverly
I'm
want to bone
buff
me?
and hot, and I got money.
Exactly. Yeah, he's like a fucking lead at oh god, what's it called? Architectural firm or something like that.
Something like that.
What y'all think about Bill getting his stutter again? I don't really like that. I don't.
Now, did he do that
It's kinda
because
forced.
it's back with Pennywise is back or something?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
because-
think
Because he was normal in the beginning. He
Yeah,
really
I
didn't
think he
stutter.
started to remember that he had one, which I don't really
I forgot.
understand. But
Well,
yeah,
it was also just kind of I think the fact that it was all just a very stressful situation because in the book it said that he had gotten speech therapy and he had to overcome it, and then
Okay, that makes sense
Once they figured out that Pennywise was back, it just kind of all went out the window.
Do you think they casted him because had a stutter and split?
Oh, definitely. I
You
feel like
think
that's a
what it
big
is?
one.
I feel like it's a mixture of that and just the fact that
Just
he
he's-
actually does look like an older
Yeah,
Bill.
fucking.
Yeah, I
James
guess.
McAvoy.
Actor.
Huh?
He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's a
No,
big actor.
he's a really good
big
actor. But I think
now.
that was one of the helpful pushing points because they know he already can stutter pretty well. So they were like, "Oh, this is perfect. You're going to do really good as
Should've
this
gotten Adam
character."
Sandler as Bill.
Oh.
No.
That's exactly why I said that.
So
Junior.
So then, I guess we're talking about everybody going back to their little Airbnb cottage.
Yeah, the hotel.
Yeah, the hotel, and then they all finally convince each other. Not convince, but they all just come together and realize, okay, we got to do this. So let's go figure this out. And then, that's when they do the. That's when we find out about the tokens and everything,
And Beverly's visions.
her visions, and this is when we find the underground. Also, if you've seen The Lovely Bones, has anybody seen The Lovely Bones?
Yes, I've seen the Lovely
Peter
Bones.
Jackson.
Yeah, you guys instantly. Or yes, did
Isn't
you?
Mark Wahlberg in that movie?
Yeah.
He's so goofy in it.
Did
It's
you-
a terrible movie.
Did you instantly think of that creepy room when they fell in there?
Not really, but now
No.
you mention it.
I
It's
did.
pretty.
That
Why?
scene. If there's one thing I can praise about The Lovely Bones of the little 10-year-old Andrew going to see this movie, is the murderer. He's really good.
I do like when he lures her in there. That just really, I guess, that one time for just a minute. I like
Yeah,
that scene.
there's a very intense scene when he gets her in there, and you just feel the tension and anxiety.
Talking about Lovely Bones.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's Saoirse Ronan was that.
he got nominated for Best Supporting Actor for
Who?
that.
What was the actor?
I don't remember. Oh my gosh, he's I'm gonna look him up. But anyways, back to
Anyway,
So
we're in the
I thought that
hotel.
this was no, we're back now. We're going into the little fort thing.
Right.
I thought that was very forced.
Yeah, it's out of left field. You're like, oh, this is where our fort was. I'm like,
What
or
fort?
treehouse.
And also,
they say
like-
treehouse or something.
And also
It's what are you
Ben's
talking about?
obsession with it, he was never developed as a character like that.
So
thought.
I guess
Well,
that's
he's an
what.
architect.
Yeah, that's where his love for architecture.
But
came from.
we didn't.
But we didn't know that in the first film. Stanley Tucci.
Yeah, he's the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember him being that.
I think he looked a lot different
That's
as
cool.
the character, but
I like him.
He's a good actor.
I just thought that was very I just wish that there was I assume is that in the book, Matt, their little hideout like that.
I think it is.
Yeah, it had to be. I just feel like they should have had a scene, at least one scene in the original movie, so we had the connection with it already. Because it just fell out of place. Because
maybe it was cut out.
Maybe. I wonder if there was an extended cut of
because maybe they're like, you know how they film companies are like, oh, you can't make it too long, you know. So I'm sure that might have been cut out, you know.
Well, that's why I also said that they should have just put all of the little kid scenes from this movie into the first one.
Yeah.
It just had two separate things.
How did you guys think of the de-aging?
I couldn't really tell.
You couldn't tell?
De-aging.
For
I guess it's
Richie.
Good.
Finn Wolfhard.
Yeah, you guys didn't notice it? Like how clean his skin looked.
There were parts where I could tell
because he looks older now.
Oh, like extremely older. Have you seen him recently?
They really de-aged him.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, they.
There was one scene that was like he looks younger than like his other scenes.
I noticed it so hard in the very first shot when he gets a little dialogue to say, because first they also tuned his voice.
Yeah,
because like
all of them have different voices. That was my biggest gripe.
Yeah, like they all their voices are
deeper.
Yeah, are deeper, but they try to make it sound.
And Ben's like a little taller,
younger,
and like a little more slim. Even though it's like.
But I like if you look up him like right now, like when we watched the MTV,
tall as shit, right?
He's tall as shit. So like, I think they had to really work with that because like even Stranger Things, they were just like, fuck. Like,
well, when did they film? Didn't they film this right after the first one came out?
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I don't think they filmed it.
That would be smart because
I think they just should have filmed both of them back to back, which we talked about earlier. I think that clearly they knew they were going to make a sequel because the end of the credits of the first movie said It Chapter 1. So they already had in mind they were going to make a sequel, so why not just film it and then even just have it come out the next year? You know, like that's what they should have done to keep the hype within a year of each other, just how Endgame just did that. I mean,
I feel like the hype was built up pretty good for the second one.
It was, but like I guess they just did they even like have a meeting about, hey, these kids are like in the peak of like
just like how they did with Harry Potter. They filmed it back to back to back to back.
Yeah, they pretty much just
in line with their age.
It works really well, I think. Like
maybe Stranger Things was interference.
Maybe.
About other projects because the little girl is in sharper.
Yeah, James McAvoy's been busy. You know. Bill Hader's been doing a lot of stuff. He's got his Barry show, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what all the logistics are on how they can get.
I'm sure they got paid for this though. I'm sure this was like.
Get what?
Like the main actors like got big paychecks.
Oh, they did it for free? I thought it was like a good charity.
I mean,
not like
when you actually look at a movie's budget,
priorities.
I would say like a good 60 to 70% possibly goes to payroll.
Yeah,
for
fucking
actors.
Robert Downey Jr.'s paycheck for damn Endgame was ridiculous.
What was it like?
Was it like 100 million?
I thought it was at least 90 million. Yeah. I think
just him.
And that movie cost like what, $250 to make?
Plus they gotta pay all the fucking visual effects artists, which they don't get paid for. Really.
No. So that like when you look at that way, you're like, oh, I guess like a movie is pretty cheap to make. You just gotta pay everybody. Like that's like the big thing.
Yeah.
Like, that first flashback scene really took me off because I thought, especially with Richie's, his mouth just looked weird because I could pick up the CGI right away.
Yeah.
And then his voice, I was like, that's not how you sound anymore. Like that, you don't sound like that. And then I also thought Eddie looked a little weird. I didn't notice Ben too much. Beverly looked exactly the same. I don't think she really has aged yet.
Ben, I saw a lot. He was way taller because he was like pretty short and stout in the first one. This one, he's almost as tall as everyone else.
Okay, you know? I kind of.
And his neck is just like he's just grown taller.
Mike looked the same.
Yeah, Mike and Beverly pretty much look the same, and the Jewish kid.
Yeah, Stanley looked the same.
But his voice got deeper. All their voices like clearly deeper. It's just weird, like why they wouldn't just film those scenes whenever they were filming the first one.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just makes everything easier.
But
or just not as like jarring.
And their banter seemed a little more aggressive in this one. Like they kind of like toned it up a notch. Like I was like, are you guys really friends? You're kind of mean to each other. And then the whole hairnet thing with the spiders, I didn't really get that was as his token. Like, I feel like everybody's token kind of felt weird, you know?
Yeah. Was that in the book?
Oh,
I don't think I got that far.
Yeah, I feel like it definitely was though.
Big book.
Because like especially Richie's didn't make any sense. It was just like
was the token
was the like the little like.
So was he attracted to that kid?
I guess so.
So was his secret that he's actually gay? That like Pennywise was like, I know something that everyone else doesn't know.
In like today's age, because this movie took place in 2016, I think it said.
It was 89, 88 was the first one that took place in, I think.
Whatever. Well, like Richie held up his funeral card and said like the 2016 or 17.
Okay.
So
yeah. Okay. I can catch that.
And like I'm like like that was like the peak of like when everybody really started like being proud of.
Wasn't that when the law passed?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So like, why wouldn't he like want to express it? I thought that was a little interesting, and then just kind of forced in a way.
Maybe as a comedian, he thought it would affect his career.
Possibly.
Because in the first one, he says a lot of jokes about like
dick
this
sizes.
Is only virgins can see, and so maybe that's what.
So that's why he was always forcing the virgin jokes as a kid or whatever.
I guess you really didn't read that far into the book. You're just our book reference.
I doubt it's in the book. I feel like
in the book?
I don't think it something they would add.
No. Yeah. Book check.
Shoot, I'm just trying to think of other things. Okay, did everybody think? I thought for the longest time that Bill's token was the bike. Did you guys think that?
That'd be a big
drag the whole thing.
Just carrying it in the cave.
Because how did he get the little boat? Like
he got it from the fake.
I guess, but like, how did that work? Like, I thought that was very convenient.
It just had to make it work.
Yeah, I thought that was very convenient. That's how he got it.
If anything, he ran like a pedal of the bike or something.
Yeah, but like I don't know. I guess that was just
forcing it into the thing.
Because like it was his like turn to like find his token, and then he saw his bike, and I was like, okay, I guess that could be your token. And then
he was really into that bike.
And then like when it came to the scene, I was like, wait, he doesn't have his bike. And then he pulled out the little paper boat. I'm like, wait, like. And then like I remember like how he got that, and I was like, I thought that was like just like a vision, really, like just like because everything's not real, but I guess that was real.
I like how Ben was like, oh yeah, my token is a thing in my yearbook, and it's just I'm salty still.
I've kept it in my wallet for the last 27 years.
I touch it every night before I go to sleep.
Which here's a little stupid thing.
He's like peeling it.
Yeah, kind of ruined it a little
Beverly,
bit.
Like, cut to Beverly like.
If he had it in his wallet the entire time, why did he even go to the school?
Right? Wait, yeah, that's
stupid. Like I thought that was really stupid. Like,
oh my god, yeah, I didn't notice that.
But then I really hated that flashback scene. I thought that was the stupidest one.
Which
was the one where like
with Beverly?
With Beverly, I thought that was just weird.
Well, it's weird. I was thinking the same thing when I was watching it, but then it's Pennywise, and now that's why it's weird.
Is it Pennywise or is it Twisted Metal?
What?
I don't know if he gets the reference.
I don't think he does either.
It's a killer clown with flame hair in a video game.
It's
like a racing game.
Right. Okay.
But
sorry, man. Not a gamer.
Also, that was a very big locker for him to hide in.
He could not have fit. Like, nah. You have to have some spandex or something in that thing.
Put some butter and like glue him up.
You've gotten stuck.
I loved Beverly's scene because we get to see the latter half of it because like literally the first like teaser trailer was the beginning of that scene.
Oh, with the woman.
Yeah, with the woman. And then oh my gosh, the monster.
That was terrifying.
That was awesome. Her like the 3 mouths that she had, the 2 on her neck. I thought that was really cool. And her voice, like how Matt brought it up, like it changed from the trailer to this, like a lot more demotic.
Yeah.
And then I love the like flashback to Pennywise.
Did the dad sexually like abuse her in the book?
I believe so.
Okay.
Oh come on, Stephen King, you gotta have some.
I'm just saying.
Caroline, you're on your way with the whole incest part.
Caroline's like, read that part in it.
And that was definitely weird when he like took her perfume and like sprayed it all on her, really and then him, and then went.
There's a lot of gay undertones in this movie. I guess not undertones, but like.
You can't say that.
I'm just saying, a lot of movies have gay undertones.
You can't say that.
Yeah, like Moonlight.
Yeah, undertones. Yeah.
Call me by your name.
I'm just saying, like, yeah. I don't know. Interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, because you don't really get that in the first one, so it's just. But that's a different time period.
I love.
So
one thing when we were watching the movie last night, when the bully, I was like, did the bully die? And Matt and Caroline were like, oh yeah, he gets pushed over the well. I'm like, oh okay.
Because he was in the trailer.
He was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Like, you probably wouldn't know it's him, but it's a crazy guy in an asylum.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Because then I was like, man, I really thought he lived. And then we watched the movie and he gets pushed, but then you never hear the thud or you never see him die. And then I was like, oh, he's going to be in the next one. And then he shows up.
What's an interesting thing what they did with him, like how he survives, is they do the exact same like method that Bill was trying to tell his dad about the water and it would flush him out.
Oh, yeah, I didn't really pick that up. I like that.
Yeah, I just watched it, so I was like, oh.
Like that's
a cool little.
What should have happened? Yeah.
He looked like Peter Pettigrew when he was like grown
Peter
up
Pettigrew.
He
kind of did.
Like,
we've been talking about Harry Potter during our break.
Shout out to Ray Spall, the actor.
But I loved his little zombie friend. Man, Matt is tired.
Yeah, I did. Well, what were we saying?
His little zombie friend.
Yeah, the guy that looks like Roderick.
When he was like in the car, he was like all ready to go. I love that. I wish there was more of that. Like I thought that was very quirky
awesome.
and funny.
That's cool.
Do you think that was practical effects?
I think there was makeup there for sure.
Fuck you! I saw the door open. I thought someone was going to kill us.
Does Caleb want to say hi to the podcast?
I am tired. I've been up for almost 24 hours.
Hey, come on. Talk about It Chapter 2.
The movie I haven't seen.
I got spoilers.
Well, Matt, if you want to go to bed,
Everybody
you can.
say hi to Caleb off camera.
Hi, Caleb.
Maybe like 20 minutes.
I can push through.
Yeah. Caleb wants to sneak in, so he makes an appearance.
Chugga.
Oh,
It's actually not that long.
We're at 140 right now. Oh, there's Caleb's hand.
Is it 140? We talked about Stephen King that long? Oh, because we recorded the first. I saw the 16 minutes. I'm like, out of here. Whatever.
Yeah, like this is the whole thing is at 140. Dude, that's awesome.
I'm really sorry to everybody for that.
There's a lot of loud
noises.
Stuff,
yeah,
I fucking choked on just like I don't even know what I choked on.
Well, I think that woke up Matt for a second.
I'm tired.
Yeah, we're good for
Do you want some banana pudding?
No.
I got it in my
no
hair.
problem.
I'm trying to like.
That's one thing that I thought was a little. At first, I was like, okay, I'm into this. Like, this is going to be kind of like the subplot villain. But then they really forgot about him, and then they brought him back.
The bully.
Yeah, and then they brought him back, and then they killed him. Like pretty much. Like he was in one scene. He brought him back. He stabs poor. Eddie in the cheek. I love how he handled that situation. I thought that was pretty. He was just kind of like he was like just like creeping through the
He
walls.
was a really weird performance too. I wasn't the biggest fan of him.
It was his performance was a little off at some
You
points.
can tell he's not a great actor.
No, I thought it was pretty good though. Like, I think it was just basically just an adult version of how Eddie was as a kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if anything,
He's my favorite actor.
I thought his comedy.
I think that these actors were just playing off the younger kids. Like it wasn't like they were trying to mimic these kids as if they were adults.
Like if I had to rank these actors, I would definitely say Bill Hader, guy who played Eddie, probably
in terms of performance of their kids.
Yeah. James McAvoy, Jessica Chastain, and then Ben.
What about the black kid? You don't care about him?
I thought he looked exactly like him. So.
He's probably below Ben just because of the fact that he kind of betrayed everybody.
Kind of. But does that go against the performance?
Oh yeah, that's really character liking.
But, I mean, he was also.
Remember, Matt doesn't like character development, so
right.
I never said that.
What film was that for?
Spider-Man.
Right.
Sometimes you just gotta move the movie along.
Character development.
No character development. I loved because it was kind of dark, which Bill saw that little kid as Georgie 2.0 and he was just get out of here, tell your parents a lie, just leave, I'm going to the fair. No.
What I thought was gonna happen is I thought he was gonna be yelling at the kid and his parents they're gonna pan and then their parents was gonna be right there like Bill Hader, and I thought that would have been really funny, but they didn't do that.
And then He goes to the carnival fair, and we see the marketing with him like smacking like his tongue, doing the weird tongue thing and all that. Like Pennywise is doing that. But damn, I didn't think that kid was gonna get eaten.
James McAvoy did a really adult Bill did a really shitty job of like trying to break the glass.
Yeah,
he was like barely like.
He's like,
also,
I'm really trying.
He get to him.
I mean, it's impossible to do, but still.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, I feel like he could have found a way to get into that little section the little boy was in faster than trying to break the glass.
Well,
he just trapped him in there.
No,
right?
I think Pennywise was messing with it.
Yeah,
because that little kid was trapped.
Yeah,
because
I
the
thought
kid
it was kind of dumb. Really.
No, the kid was obviously the separation between Bill, and then he hit the left, hit the right, and then obviously in front of him was Pennywise breaking the glass. So that kid was just trapped in that little square. So there was no way for him to get him.
Bless his heart. That was sad.
I was sad because he was adorable, and you were just kind of like, nah, he's gonna save the day, and he didn't, and you're just like, oh, that kid's dead.
He reminded me of the kid. He looks like the kid in Iron Man 3.
Oh yeah,
he's been in a lot. He was in the show like Dead to Me. He's like the main
kid,
little kid, yeah. And I was looking through his like IMDb.
Oh, okay. I was like, wow, you know him from like just facial recognition.
She's really good at that stuff.
Really,
yeah, she's really good. Like she'll see somebody and then she'll remember them from one episode of Grey's Anatomy, and that's like how she remembers them.
Have you seen my dad?
Yeah.
Have you?
He lives on Baker Street.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm not gonna tell you what he said. Though.
Isn't George Clooney in Grey's Anatomy?
He hates you.
Obviously.
He's in Friends. I don't know
George Clooney. No, he's in a fucking.
No, he's in
a medical show.
Yeah, it's not. No, I think you're thinking of Patrick Dempsey is like the famous one from Grey's Anatomy.
I think so.
He plays a doctor in Friends.
That's probably the meta of the show that he played in. Maybe ER.
Yeah, ER.
ER. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I knew he was in a medical show.
I guess we can get into like the climactic stuff. What did you guys think? I guess that's where I noticed a lot of people in the theater really didn't care.
It wasn't really scary.
I at least saw like 3 or 4 people like get up to probably go to the bathroom or just maybe even leave. Like
it was very long too. So.
Yeah, it wasn't scary at all.
Yeah.
No, and I guess that's like the biggest disappointment with it. But then if you think about it, the final showdown in the first movie is not that scary at all either. I think the creepiest moment in this was when that old creepy lady popped out of the water again and dragged Beverly down.
I knew something was coming, but I didn't think.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be her.
That's the one that made me jump the most.
I like the doors. I love that in the first one. The like scary.
Oh my god, the fucking dog.
The Pomeranian.
Because he's like, oh, why can't it just be a dog or like a Pomeranian?
He's like, no, it's fucking with us. We just got to go to not scary at all. So they go to like.
They go to very
scary.
And it's the callback to her actual legs, like the rest of her body, which I thought was pretty funny.
The girl?
I started.
Yeah, from the first movie.
Right, that was another thing. Like I found myself laughing a lot at a lot of the stuff that just kind of went on in the later, like Act 3 and so on.
So here's, I guess we'll get it before we go back to the dog, which is really funny.
I want to say something. After you say something.
When you're watching the movie through the eyes of the kids, everything is terrifying because they've never really experienced this before, seen this before. So you fear more for the kids. As an adult, these adults have experienced things, they've seen things. Like, I feel like when they see something that horrific, it's not like I feel like they would try to make more of it as a joke than as terrifying. I don't know if you guys felt the same way. Like,
if you were in their shoes as an adult or something.
Well, I get not like really that. I just feel like, I don't know, like I feel like not really in their shoes, just watching the movie with like in the eyes of their eyes, like when they saw like the leg part, like I didn't really see that as creepy at all. Like I probably
plus what would those legs have done to you anyway?
Right, like but as the kid part, that's terrifying. Seeing half a girl's body hung up like that, like that's horrifying. But then seeing just the legs, like I didn't really find that creepy.
Weren't they doing like a little dance?
I thought they were just kind of walking. Yeah, they were kind of like waddling over to them.
They're going pretty fast though.
But then like even when the dog turned into like that rabid like beaver looking thing, I didn't think it looked that scary either. Like I thought a lot of like some of the imagery wasn't, I don't want to say lazy.
Too much CGI.
I just think that they relied too much on the computers and just the CGI, like you said, that made it
practical effects back, man.
less scary. But that's just my 2 cents. But that dog scene was hilarious. But I mean, it
'Cause it was just a
kind of
normal dog for
dragged
the
on a
longest
little
time.
too long.
Yeah.
Like the point where they were like, "Oh, you're such a good boy." I'm like,
Where all the
obviously it's
tensions, all the tension's gone now because they're just talking about the dog, you know.
And then you obviously know it's going to turn into some monster. Yeah. So I thought that was
it's like the cat from Captain Marvel.
Also, I didn't like the big heads trying to break down the bathroom door. I thought that was really goofy looking with Beverly.
And the really lazy Shining reference.
Yeah,
I thought that was funny.
I thought that was it was okay. But who was that? Was that
it was the
bully.
The bully. Okay.
Yeah. What's his name? Johnny?
No.
Johnny?
Because that would have been more clever if it was.
But
probably not.
And then Ben's was just lazy, just getting buried in dirt. That was just like whatever. That's boring.
That whole dynamic between him and Beverly was so forced.
Yeah, it just
their relationship was
it was forced.
Whatever.
Because in the marketing of the trailer, it makes you see Bill and Beverly, and you're just like, oh, that makes sense because they had the connection in the first one. This is almost like freaking Ron and Hermione, you know? Like,
no, it's not like Ron and Hermione.
It's a pretty bad poem.
So much.
The poem?
And the fucking embers and embers, blood.
My heart lives there too.
What I liked about that though was in Ben's bad trip vision scene. Is her hair turns into fire or whatever. I thought that was clever. But other than that,
I like that, like, when Mike, like, I guess lied for the second time. Like, Pennywise is like, well, did you tell him, like, what happened after that or whatever?
Oh, Pennywise?
Oh, yeah.
He's the one that says it, right? And then it shows, like, the flashback of them all, like, getting
Mike's like, oh,
killed.
And then Mike's just like, I gotta scratch this evidence out.
Right?
Because there was a shot of Bill looking at it and being like, what's that? And then Mike quickly grabbing it. And so at the moment I was like, what are you hiding? But then I totally forgot that thought. But I kind of wish it was like they kind of brush it off. He was just like, Mike, did you tell them like what you really know? And like
would they really be fighting right now when there's a gigantic Pennywise
right
about to murder all of them? Maybe you should just like try to work this out.
Yeah, I mean,
instead of just blaming Mike for everything.
But then I think Mike should have died right then and there because he was so just like, I'm sorry, guys. Like,
dude, Mike gets tossed around a lot in these two movies. He gets slammed against like a bunch of rocks in this movie. I'm like, his back is broken. I'm sorry, he's not getting up from that.
But then I didn't really see it coming, but I kind of did when Eddie like faced his fear, stabbed Pennywise in the mouth.
Screenwriting 101 right there.
And then. But then, like, I don't like a part of me, like I knew Pennywise wasn't defeated yet, but like when he was like there holding,
they just
Eddie,
had that shot on.
Yeah, they had the shot, and like I kind of thought it was gonna happen, but at the same time I was like, no, it's not, because like none of the other characters have died yet. I don't think any of these characters are going to die. Mm-hmm. But then he does. He gets stabbed, and I was like, oh damn it! Like out of all the characters, like come on, like
stop the
I feel like the reason why he died. Just like,
I guess like what is like a reasoning? Why do you think?
Well, I think because the reason why they chose him and the Jewish kid was because they're really the two scariest cats of them all. Because like the whole thing is based on fear. So obviously, if their fear over like swallows them up, and like it's pretty much because like the other 5 have some really heroic moments, like both movies.
Yeah.
Also,
and
I think
those two.
I think it was just the fact that Ben was too important.
Yeah, you gotta have the relationship at the
Bill
end.
was too important.
Bill's the main character.
Jessica Chastain's character was too important.
Richie's too important.
Richie was.
They kept all the big actors alive.
Huh?
I don't want anyone to die. Honestly, no one died in the last one.
But then see that's like the thing. That's like in the first one, you're just like Beverly shouldn't have gotten away. Like some kid should have died. I feel like in the first one. So then these characters almost feel untouchable because all of them were saved in the first movie. They're all going to be safe in the second movie, and then Stanley kills himself, and you're like, oh, okay, whatever. But then, I think, but then I felt it like when he was dead. Like I thought Bill Hader gave a really good performance. Like trying to when he was didn't want to leave him, and then later in the quarry. I thought when he broke down, I thought I felt it, and I was like, okay, shit, I care for these characters. That's if there's one thing that can come out of these two movies is that I really cared for these characters, which is pretty cool to say because sometimes movies don't do that. When a character dies and you're just like,
I thought there was a bad missed opportunity where, like, okay, so in the first one, Beverly's, like, I don't know, floating, and they bring her down and someone has to kiss her to come back alive. Like, I thought someone was going to have to kiss Richie when he floated up and they pulled him back down. I was, like, ready for a little funny, like, make-out scene.
Eddie and Richie.
I thought that after they, you know, kind of like finally killed Pennywise and that green orb was floating around, like I definitely thought that was just like you get to use this to bring back one person. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I could see that.
Yeah.
Like they're like,
it's already
you
batshit crazy.
Us. Like we will grant you one wish.
I like the little baby Pennywise.
Well, I like that.
That's pretty awesome.
I know you, Matt, weren't really a fan. You're not a fan of the whole like making him feel small.
It just. I mean, the concept was smart. Like, get him to feel small and get him to turn small so that we can kill him easier. Smart. Good plan. How you guys executed it, though.
So dumb.
It was pretty lame.
We're just yelling at him.
We're going to bully him. You don't scare me anymore. You're just a big, fat doo-doo head. Oh, no.
Yeah, you couldn't really hear what they're saying either because it's just like loud music and then just all of them are yelling at the same time.
And there was one point where he was going to, like, cut somebody or stab somebody, and then they said something, and he like stopped, and I'm like, why? Just finish your thrust.
I mean, he kind of did that in the first movie too. Whenever they're fighting him.
Yeah, like I felt like, and also like I just felt like there were so many moments because like, you know, Pennywise is just this like creature thing, and I feel like it can just show up whenever. Mm-hmm. So why didn't it just show up like the entire fucking time?
Because movie.
I know, just like when they were getting ready for the ritual, why not like him just show up there then? Like why like even start the ritual?
Where even was he?
Like that's why. Was he just kind of like chilling, just like in the corner, just waiting? He's like, okay, no, I'll give him like a few more minutes, make it feel like they're winning.
That's fair. Just finishing a business there, and then I'll get over
He's
it.
everywhere.
I did like that shot of like, the mouth opening up.
Yeah,
that was really cool when the light was coming down. I was just like, this is
yeah.
creepy. Like. Yeah. I thought that was really fun.
Just when all of that was going down, like.
But I loved baby Pennywise. That'd be a fun
his baby.
That'd be a fun little Funko if like it's just tiny and like his head's just kind of flat.
It looks like
that.
You guys ever watch iCarly or anything?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the little baby Spencer. That's what I kind of pictured it. Because it's kind of built like that because he's got little hands and it's just like a gigantic head.
Literally, I just like instant picture of it when you said that.
Spencer.
Going back a little bit before we finish this out, back to when Eddie, like before even Eddie threw the spear into Pennywise's mouth, there were two things. There was Bill giving us like little brave monologue, and then all of a sudden it just gets cut short, and he's just staring into the deadlights, and he's just like, just dumb.
Oh, that was pretty funny. That was a good weird
and then
timing.
It was also just pretty dope because like Pennywise's mouth was just completely opened up, and you could see into the like through the back of his head.
Yeah,
it was like
the forces going into like his head.
Yeah,
that was pretty dope.
That was pretty cool showing
really
that more.
Crazy.
So now, also since Richie has been floated up by him, does he see everybody else's like future death or whatever? Maybe. I guess he didn't really touch on that.
And in chapter 3, you'll find out.
There definitely won't be in chapter 3. You can't.
They definitely can.
And then the movie wraps up.
It's Hollywood.
I love the ending. This is so stupid. Like when they showed the former fat kid and the girl on like the boat.
Oh
like,
my!
So I'm like, we get it, y'all are yuppies. Like God.
I heard you cracking up at that.
That beefy like, Henry Cavill dog. I literally thought that was like Henry Cavill's dog.
Ralph Lauren. That was stupid.
It's like a wolf, pretty much.
Ralph Lauren.
And he's like, "How'd you sleep?" She's like, "I had a really good dream." Oh, shut the fuck up! Nobody cares.
I just don't like Beverly's character that much in this.
I don't like her either. I want
it's
her to
really
die.
poorly written.
Yeah.
Just the relationships alone is just like.
Well, I like.
No, their personality.
Why are you
leaned over
like
to
this?
Caroline when she started making out with Ben, and I was just like, "Fucking slut." Like,
her only personality is to like get
she was
by
like,
a guy
"Oh,
and then
you're the guy that I
be with
love."
the
Oh wait,
guys.
no, you're the guy I love. Sorry,
So,
other
do you
guy.
care about
it's
either
just
of these
like
people?
I didn't love you before when you were fat and chubby, but now that you're thin and muscular and have money. You have value. So
but even
even
then, she didn't find him attractive until she found out that he wrote the poem. It's like
the 3-liner.
Yeah, like not even a very like romantic poem that much. It's not deep at all. It's deep for a middle schooler, I guess.
But whatever, and then man. A lot of people, not a lot, but maybe like when Mike started when Stanley's was reading his suicide note, like people just started getting up. They were just like, we get it. Yeah, we get it. We're leaving.
There's nothing else.
And so you could tell that those are just your average moviegoers that aren't.
They gotta beat traffic that is non-existent.
Right.
Well, I also don't blame them because I felt
redundant.
So if you were alone in this movie, do you think you would have gotten up?
No, I don't get up.
I never get up for
no. I don't think I've ever really seen that. Just people just start getting up at
right.
Clearly more movie.
What are you doing? And it wasn't like a really bad movie, No. I would understand people getting up for Men in Black International, at the end, getting the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
But this movie, I was like, guys, calm down. There's probably literally less than a minute of this movie left.
Yeah. It's the climax is over.
But it's whatever. But yeah, I guess that's the movie right there, guys. Any final thoughts? Anything you can trickle your minds through?
Probably in a few weeks, I would probably go back to give it a second watch just to kind of get my really final solid thoughts.
It's always better seeing it a second time because the first time, you're just taking it all in, and then the second time you already kind of know, and so you're paying a little more attention to little details that make it better and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But talking about it right here, I think I do. I like it. I don't think
it's not amazing.
It's not amazing, but I didn't even think the first one was amazing. No. I did really like the first one.
First one's good for what it is. Yeah,
but
it's better than your average.
Yeah, so
horror movie.
I hope people that are listening also enjoyed it and weren't let down because I could see how this movie could get really hype. What's up?
I'm just smiling.
Oh, you're smiling.
I like to smile.
Oh, all right. I think you had something to say. You kind of
no.
bolted up.
I thought we were ending it. So
oh, getting ready.
Bye.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
it is
still talking.
It is 2:30 in the morning, so I guess we should wrap this up. Well, guys, it's been real. I'm glad Connor and Caroline could get on this one, and Matt over there who's passing out as we speak.
Good night, everybody.
Hopefully we do Goldfinch next week. I'll be here.
Goldfinch, yeah, definitely.
If you want to do
that. The fuck is Goldfinch?
Exactly. That's why.
All right. Looks like I'll be sitting out next week.
It's all right. 1v1 podcast. I guess Caleb probably won't watch that either.
On that note, guys, this has been Andrew.
This has been Matthew.
This has been Connor.
This has been Caroline.
And peace, guys.
We love you.
It's been good.
Bye, y'all.